Well, like I said in the release, I've always been excited about being at Georgia. That's never waned. I feel like I've been treated extremely well in a lot of areas, and one area being salary. I've never felt like I was being mistreated in any way. I've always been treated extremely well, and I'm thankful. But I was excited a month ago, and I'm excited today. The money really doesn't drive me, but a strong contract is good. It's good stability for the program, and it's good stability for our coaching staff, and for our players too, I believe. Just the stronger the contracts are, the more stability there is, and that's my goal.
One of these things David did say that part of this is that raises for your assistant coaches,
Mm-hmm.
that it's going to be at your discretion to how those are dispersed.
Well, I read a little bit on that. I read a little bit on that. I didn't. I'll say this: I don't get to decide how much money they get. Okay, I get a pool of money that I am allowed to, decide maybe how it is dispersed. But it read as if I get to decide how much money they get paid, which I do not have that privilege. I can only make suggestions.
Okay. It sounds like you said pretty much the same thing now, that the pool of money that it's at your discretion to disperse among your assistant coaches.
Right.
Okay.
But it read as if I decide how much the pool of money is.
Oh, okay.
I want to make that clear.
Right.
I don't get to decide that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can only, make a request on behalf of the staff, and then I'm at the mercy of what is given to us, and then then I get to kind of decide how it gets dispersed. But it was pretty evenly dispersed as far as percentages go.
I know. With the amount, considering how much money y'all make, not you, but the assistants, they're well paid. But do you ever get concerned necessarily about, maybe this is off the wall a little bit, but maybe the retirement system of Georgia and how they can max out and stuff like that? Is that something you think about? Do they talk to you about that ever?
How the coaches could max out
or
on that system?
Retirement stuff, because assistants, are not as high profile. They could be in football for a while and then maybe go back to high school and so forth.
Well, the coaches now can enter what's called the optional retirement.
Okay.
They don't have to be in the system. At one time, they had to be here 10 years to be vested, and you do if you're in the state system. But there's also an optional retirement fund, and they could choose that. But it wasn't that way when we got here. But that did get changed since we've been here. That was a big deal when we first got here.
Okay.
To try to make it to where, because you'd hate for a coach to be here 8 years, 9 years, and move on, and then actually get nothing as far as retirement, And so we fought real hard to get that changed. There actually, a law was changed to get that done about 5-6 years ago. That was a big deal.
What's on the agenda tonight, practice-wise?
We are going to. We're going to be in Shells. Of course, our coaches are out here, our coaches clinic, and we're going to let them get as close as they can get without getting in the way, without getting themselves or our players hurt. And we're going to do our normal flex and kicking, but after that, we're going to modify the practice, reduce it down to a 12-period practice, which is 1 hour, and we will just show them a little bit of everything. Just show them how we teach our fundamentals, because right now we're in the crucial point of teaching our guys or reteaching them how to block and tackle. And we are, we started in shorts, we're now in shells, we're working our way towards the ability to truly tackle and block below the waist and all those things. And so we kind of build up to that point, which is tomorrow, and today is a big part of that. But we'll also show them a few of the other drills that we do that might be of interest to them. Maybe a little shorter version of a normal practice. Like if a certain period let's say 11 on 11, which is kind of a scrimmage time for us. Maybe normally we might have a 20-minute period of that. We might just have 10 minutes of that instead of 15 minutes of a certain drill. We may just do 5 minutes of that drill or something. But we'll do a little bit of everything, but make it a little bit shorter. And the players normally respond pretty good to that too. And we are practicing late at night because Tuesdays and Thursdays are our lab days and days that we can kind of schedule some classes that just need to be scheduled. This is the only Thursday we will practice, but we're doing it because of the clinic. We want the coaches to see those things.
Has the clinic grown as a result of the success that y'all have had through the years?
It's been up and down, but I think that's part of it. I do again think a lot of it has to do with Coach Carr coming in. When you get the right guy coming in, I think that helps a lot too.
Coach, of all the positions that are open, there are battles going on for, how much of those you anticipate having figured out, I guess, by end of spring practice, or most of these battles going to continue on through preseason?
Well, I think we'll learn. I hope we'll learn how many guys are at least showing signs that they deserve to play, and they're deserving of X amount of playing time, a certain percentage of playing time. Some guys will certainly leave spring as in the number one position, but it won't be a guarantee that they remain that way. I mean, so many things can happen over the summer. A guy can come back out of shape. A guy might really work all summer long and get extremely good at what he does. I mean, Pollock was a great example of that. Going in the springtime, he was so at best when we moved him to defensive end. But by the time the season began, he just had moved so far ahead of where he was, he started passing people up. So that could happen. But I think we should have a good idea of who's really serious about earning some playing time.
Coach, can you say a few words about your high school coach taking part in the clinic?
Well, I will say this. Roger Coffey, Coach Coffey, I shouldn't call him Roger Coffey, but his name is Roger Coffey. I call him Coach Coffey. Really excited about him, the thoughts of him coming, but as it turns out, I talked to him yesterday, he's not going to be able to make it.
Oh, okay.
So I'm kind of sad about that, but I invited him to come back next year. It just didn't work out for him. Some things came up, and but I think what I'm going to do in that time slot is to talk to the coaches about Coach Coffey and the impact he had on my life, and what things he did for me, what he meant to me, and to also relay to the coaches how important their role is, and how just one little thing here or there can really change the kid's life or the way he thinks about himself. And I know Coach Coffey meant the world to me when it comes to doing what I do right now.
You're in a little bit different situation than a lot of the high school coaches. What do you envy most about them or their situation?
Well, to be kind of the heart of the community sometimes.
Yeah.
They're right in the heart of everything. I mean, we get our guys, and they still have that esprit de corps, and I think we've done a good job of building that. But I think at the age they coach those guys, they're really they're bright-eyed, and they just want to do what Coach says. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're real moldable at that time, and I think just how a high school football team can really rally an entire community, I think is something. And I don't know how, I guess it's changing a little bit, but if a guy wants to put some roots down and be in a community for the rest of his career, he can do that. And it doesn't happen that often in college, but you could tell that's what I crave, because that's what I've been trying to do here.